shown you creating instance of the class in the same class and creating instance of the class in another class. Both the two options are shown. Same class instance creation, another class instance creation. Okay? And when you are creating in the same class, I said you create in the static block. When you are creating in another class, I said you can create it both in a static and non-static block also. Anywhere you can just create static block also we can create a non-static block also we can just create it. Anywhere the instance creation can be done. Okay now? Next. What next? The next thing what we learned is static and non-static creating instance here and there. The next one what I explained to you is debugging the code. Unnamed instances I explained to you, an instance created without a name. When you want to use an instance only for one time, I said you go for using unnamed instances. And the next thing what I showed you is about this one called debugging. Shortcut keys for debugging. Remember the shortcuts for debugging? F9 for start and tell me here. F5 for what? F5 is not compilation. Start and continue. Start debugging and continue. That's what I said you. Start and continue. F9 breakpoint. Creates a breakpoint. We call toggle breakpoint. Creates a breakpoint. F10 step over. F10 is step over. Are you reading after going home? I'm talking with you only. No one is answering. What are you doing? Listening to the classes and afterwards just sleeping in the room and roaming on the roads. Why you came to Hyderabad? Next. F11. Step into. F11 is step into. Shift F11. Step out. That is step out. F11 is step into. Shift F11 is step out. Okay. Control F5. Start without debugging. It is start without debugging. F5 is start with debugging and Control F5 is start without debugging. Okay, these are the options what I just shown you for debugging your code. These are the debugging options what we have. Next. Okay, today we'll focus on method writing. Already we learned about writing methods. But we have so many various other things we need to learn about these methods. There are many other things what we require to learn about these particular methods actually. Writing methods on. Okay, I'll explain all those things today. Before that, just I want to show you some few things here. Guys, if you want to add a class, what are you doing? You're opening the add new item window. In that you're selecting a class template. You're selecting a class template. When you select a class item there, it will give you a template for writing the code. It will give you a template for writing the code. You'll have 4 or 5 using statements, namespace name, class name, all will come. So there's a template for writing the code for you, right? Same way, we have an option called code files. We have an option called as code file item. When you open the add new item window, and you guys observe, here we have a class item. Basically in the left hand side you will find an option called code. Select that, then it will show you specific items to you. This basically if I select data, it will show you items specific to database. Categorizations will be done. So general, select what? Code. In the code you will find that specific items to writing code. Class is what we have. It will provide you, it will give you a template for writing the code. We have one more thing called code file. What is code file? Code file is also a .cs file. See that? A blank C# code file. What's it? A .cs file, but complete blank. Nothing will be there. You only should write everything. A blank file, guys, nothing will be there. You only should write everything on your own. Everything you need to write on your own there. So that's what basically we just call it as the code file. Everything means you only should go for everything in the sense you only should write an import. Means just like a notepad, guys. Blank file na, we write everything using statement, all we write is also same. We can use this code file templates also. Okay, next I'll show you using a code file. Blank file will come, .cs file, blank file. You start writing the code from using system, all statements you type. But in Notepad we did not do, now we need to do one thing extra. What did in Notepad we did not write namespace name anytime, namespace name. But when you're working with Studio, we need to write that also, namespace, that extra code. Otherwise, these code files are as same as working with Notepad. Okay, fine, I'll show you, just a minute. And the point I'll tell you guys, can I write multiple classes in a file? Come on. Guess here. You're not opening the mouth that I'll guess yes or no something. Can I write multiple classes in a file? Yes. You can write multiple classes in a file. How many? There's no limitation. You can write any number. You can write any number. You can just go for writing any number. Single, multiple, any number of classes you can write. I want to write 10 classes in a file. Write it. But main method should be present in one class only.
Yes.
Main method should be present in one class only. You cannot write 10 classes and 10 main methods. How many main methods should be present? One only. Are you clear? In which class should I write here? That's your choice. I don't have any restrictions for that. Your choice here. You can write the main method in one class. Any one class, write the main method. That's all. Okay? So that's important. Next point is, so if I write 10 classes, what should I give the name of the file? Any name you like. Any name like. But preferred name is always the name of the class in which you return the main method. The name of the class in which you return the main method. You return class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, class. Like this class 10 classes in. You return the main method in class 7. You return the main method in class 7. So better name the file as class7.cs. That's only a convention, not rule. I'll name it as class1.cs, no problem. But in which one you return the main method, that is the name what they use for the file. But no restrictions here, that's only a convention. Did you understand me? I'm showing you all these options now. First I'm telling you, I'll show you practically all the appropriate things. Okay? So what did I teach you? First I explained about code files. Second thing, generally main methods are in program.cs. That's your choice here. It's not mandatory. Program.css, someone.css, your choice. That's not a mandatory. Okay? Second point I taught you is, in one file, you have an option of writing multiple classes, any number of classes, but don't forget main method should be in one class only. In which class you write the main method, better use that name as a file name also. Okay? These are the two things I just explained. Next. Guys, listen, last class we written test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. 4 methods in program class. Test 1, test 2 are non-value returning. Test 3, test 4 are value returning. Test 1, test 2 are non-value returning. 3 and 4 are value returning. They are value returning. Am I correct? What type of value are they returning? String. Return the string value for us. Return the string value. But remember one thing, guys. Not only string, if required, you can return an integer, you can return a double, that's your option here, your requirement. Based on your requirement, you return now. Based on your requirement, you return. For example, I want to do something like this. What's it? Just a minute. The database table in which I have some data related to employees. Okay? I'm not teaching you database coding or anything now. Just a small thing. Listen. Tomorrow, I was asked to write code. I was asked to write one method. What method? A method which takes an employee number and gets the name of the employee. So the method should take what? Employee number and get what? Name of the employee. For that I was asked to write a method. Okay. So I will start writing the code. How? See, public. What should I get from the table? I'll pass the number. What should I get there? Name. Name is which type? String type. So public string get name. What should I pass? To get the name, what should I send? Number. Number is which type? Integer type. So int e number. That's how I understand now. What is it? If I pass number integer, it returns me string. So inside the code will be present. What code? All the code for connecting to database, executing a select statement from there, loading the data, and finally the name will be written back. I am not telling you database coding now, just giving you an understanding of how the methods will be defined. That's all. So basically you understood this is called a signature of a method. What do we call? Signature of a method. Is everyone clear? Yes or not? Okay. Now can you tell me the signature for a method now? The method should take the number and get the job. The method should take the number and get the job. Tell me the signature. Public string get job. What should I pass? Passed, yeah. Same only that. You're just taking that much time to tell that. Next. I want to get the salary. Come on. Public salary string integer
double.
Salary is integer
Double.
Decimal value. Salary is a decimal value. Salary without rupees, paisas will be here. It's a double. Next. Get salary in employee number. In employee. Are you clearer? Same way, guys. I wanted to get the status of the employee. I want to get the status of the employee. This is a boolean, guys. This is a boolean. 1 indicates true and 0 indicates false actually. Okay. What should be the signature of the method? Public goal get status employee. Are you clear? Generally when you're writing a method, that's what you understand. What is it? This method will take a number, will get the salary. Tomorrow, any method you see that the same point you need to understand, okay, if I pass this information, it will get me this data. If I pass 0, it will get me the number of rows. Which method? Getlen. If I pass 0, it will get me the number of rows. If I pass 1, it will get me the number of columns. You understood now? Based on the input, you are getting some output. So that's what we call signature of the method. Are you guys clearer? But I have a different requirement, guys. I have a different requirement. What is the different requirement? Status. Status is boolean only here, true or false. The 1 and 0 indicates true or false in the database. The 1 and 0 indicates true or false in the database. See the original data. You see the original data, you will come to an understanding. Check. The boolean here, true or false only. 1 is true, 0 is false. Okay. So, but now I have a different requirement here. What is the requirement here? If I pass the number, it has to get all the details of the employee. All the details? Yes. What details? Name of the employee, job of the employee, salary of the employee, status of the employee. Are you getting my point or not? What do you want? All the details. If you want to get all the details, how can you get all the details? If you take string, it can hold only one value. If you take a double, it can hold only one value. What you require to take now? Array. You're required to take an array. But the problem is, to take an array, all are not same types. To take an array, all are not same types. Two are strings. One is double, one is Boolean. All are not same. So which array should I take? String array, double array, bool array, again conversions required, boxing, unboxing involved. Nothing. Are you clear? Yes or not? So in this type of scenarios, what do we do, What do we do is, say string. What is string means? What's your answer? String is a data type. What is double? Double is a data type. What is bool? Bool is a data type. And already explained you earlier, remember? Remember guys, these are not born, these are predefined. These are not born, these are predefined. How string is defined? String is defined as a class. Double and bool are defined as structures. I explained this earlier. I explained you in data types classes also. String is a class. Double and boolean are structures. And on that day only I said you, every class and structure is a data type. Every class and structure is a data type basically. Are you clear? Now guys, can I do this now? I want to define my own class like this. Public class, no public, sorry. Simply class, I'll name a class called employee. And in this class, I'm going to write public int enumber, public string name and job, public double salary, public bool status. I'm going to do all these things. And now, can I write a method like this, guys? Public employee get EMP details int employee number. Did you understand me? What is employee? Not class here, data type. That's what I'm telling you. What is string? Data type. But that's a class now. So what is employee? Data type. That is also class. What is different? String is predefined class. Employee is user defined class. Second difference. String is scalar, can hold only one value, but employee is complex, can hold 5 values in it at a time. If I create one instance of the string now, how many values can be stored? One only. But if I create instance of employee now, how many values can I store? 5 values. Means employee instance will contain 5 values in it, but string instance will contain only 1 value. Are you guys clear? Tell me, open the mouth and answer. Understood or not? So what we used here? Predefined type or user defined type? User defined type. We are defining a type of our own and we are just going to use it. So what I'm trying to teach you, already explained about return types in the last class. Now the new point what I'm trying to tell you is the return type of a method need not be a predefined type, but the return type of a method can be user defined type also. Are you clear? So what I'm explaining you? The return type of a method need not be a predefined type, but the return type of a method can be user-defined type also. Till now, for the methods, what we used is predefined types. And today, what's my plan is to use user-defined type. If you want to use a user-defined type, first thing you're required to do is you're required to define the type first. So first thing, I defined a class. And this is a type. What's the name of the type? Employee. Now that employee is what I'm using here now. Are you clear? Come on, let us complete the task. All of you observe it. 3 things I explained to you today now. Code files, multiple classes, user-defined types. Are you clear? I'm showing all the 3 things at a time to you. Watch. Add a new item. Concentrate. Add a new item. Go for using code file. Okay, I'm just going to name the file as user defined types. What is the name? User defined types. See now, when I just click on the enter, add, blank file will come. Just like notepad. Now you start writing the code. What? Using system. Next, namespace. What's the namespace? Be careful. Case sensitive. What is your product name? Exactly in the same case you type it. Okay? Next. Now you can start writing. And here I want to write 2 classes here. I want to write 2 classes. First class, employee class. second class. Are you clearer, all of you? What is the second class? User defined types is my class. Okay? And now I'm going to write my method. What is the method? Public employee get EMP details. What are you passing? Employee. Now guys, listen. Inside of this method, what we do now, you know, we write the code for connecting to database. We write the code. Load the value from the database. Okay? Now here, actually the code will be write code for connecting to database. Okay, next. Load the required data from database. Load the required data. So database and load the details, guys. After loading the details, what will you do? You know, watch it. We create an instance of this class. Which class? Employee. We create an instance of the class. Which class? Employee class. When you create an instance, all these are 5 fields. Everyone has a default value. What is the default value? Employee number, 0. Name and job, null. Salary, 0. Status, false. Here are the default values. But I don't want the default values. I want the values that are loaded from the database now. What I want? I want the values that are loaded from the database. What we do? We assign values to values loaded from database. Values loaded from database to fields of employee. We'll be loading to fields of employee. How do we load? EMP dot employee number is equals to the value that is loaded from the database. Right now we did not do any database work, guys. So for the time being, I'm just trying to assign you static values. EMP dot ename is equals to some static values I'm assigning up now. But actually all these values will come in the database. I'll show you that in the future. Is it clear? Next, EMP dot job is equals to something like a manager. EMP dot salary is equals to some 50,000. Okay, and EMP dot, oh sorry guys, wrong here. This is name. Name now. What next? Status is equals to true. Now tell me guys, all the fields are empty now or having values? Having values now? Now, do I need to return individual values? No. All these are present under EMP. All are present under EMP. EMP is which type? Employee type. Correct? What is the return type of the method? Employee. So simply what should I say? Return EMP. That is the code. Okay. So this one I am deleting right now. But you understood now? That is the code. Watch guys. But come on guys, in the future I will load all these values directly from a database and return to you. So today I taken static values, but in the future all these values will come from database tables. Are you guys clear? What did you do? All the 5 values you put under one object and giving that now. Tomorrow when the method is returning, the method will not return 5 values individually. The method will return only 1. What is that? EMP. Under EMP, I will find all the values. Do anyone has any doubts on it? Yeah, if you return a string, what you do guys? You will declare a string, assign a value and return the string now. If your return type is string, last day, remember you return a method, returns a string, public string test4. Last class you are done guys, test4. What are you passing? String str. Okay, string str. Inside of it, you're just going to declare one string first. String or otherwise, okay. Simply look at this. The string str is equals to hello world. Okay, str is equals to hello world. Or otherwise, here I'll pass a string name. What is that? Name. So hello plus name. Hello plus name. Okay, And now say, did you create a string or not? And finally, ending the string. Same thing you done here, you created employee and returning employee. Here return type is string, so you return string. Here return type is employee, you return employee. Okay now? Next. What next? How do we call them? How do we call it? How do we call this method? Guys, come on, watch it. Static void main. Static void main. The first thing you require to do is create the instance of your class. Some name. UTT is equals to new, you're the defined types. Create an instance of the class. Now I want to call this method. Which method? Test. How do you call? UDT dot test. Test of some name. You're passing some name. And what is the return type of the method? String. So what you will do now? You will declare a string variable. String yes is equals to, and you capture the results now. Correct? And now you guys tell me, how should I do it in the case of the get employees? Come on, tell me the statement. Array, I just shown you this one. Same like this. Now you tell me for the second one. Array, what is this returning? What did I declare? Then why are you breaking your head? What is it returning? And then why are you thinking this much time, guys? Use your brains here. The same to same I showed you and you are not opening the mouth. EMT A is equals to UDT dot get EMP details. And here what should you pass? Some number. Here what are you passing? Name. Because this is taking name. And what is this taking? Number. So I passed it. See now, both are called in the same way. Yes or not? But this is scalar. Scalar means contains only one value. So if I say console dot write line yes, it will print me that value. It will print me the value because it is a scalar. One value. But when you come to here, this one is scalar or complex. One value or multiple values. It has multiple values. That's why because it has multiple values, when I say console dot write line E, when I say console dot write line E, guys watch it. It will not print you the values to you at all. It won't print you the values. But why, sir? And if one value there means it will print you. Here 5 values there means how to print? Print on the same line or print on the new line or which value first, which value next. How does it know? That's why it doesn't print it. Then what happens? Observe. Let me run the class. Which class? User defined types. Okay? So if you look at this, all of you, yes will print you hello Raju, but E will not print you. What will E print you now? E will print you the name of the class to which that instance belongs. It won't print you the values. What it prints? The name of the class to which that instance belongs, but it is not going to print you the values. Watch the output. Last time take string, yeah, just a second. First one printed you the result, hello Raju, but second one did not print the result. What is it printed? The name of the class. What is the class name? Employee. Present in which namespace? Oops project. I already explained you this concept to you guys. Your name doesn't have a value without a surname. Here also, the type name doesn't have a value without a namespace name. Every time type name is prefixed with a namespace name. What's the namespace? Oops. So why is it not printing the values? That's only I explained to you guys. How many values are there instead of it? 5 values. Should it print the 5 values in the same line? Next line? Which value first, which value next? And already said your computer is a brainless machine. It doesn't know anything at all. Then how can it print you? Computer is just a brainless. doesn't know anything at all. So how can it print? So that's why it doesn't print. Without printing, it tells you the values. Your job to pick each individually. Dot e number plus space plus e dot name plus some space e dot job e dot salary and e dot. Now you get down. Are you clear? Five values. So this is how we just go for performing this one. Actually, guys, what I explained to you is about writing methods, right? Or non-value return. Okay, that is void. Implies that the method is non-value returning. Whereas if we want our method to return any value, then we need to specify the type of value it has to return by using the type. And I given you examples too for you. Okay, and read the note, all of you. The return type of a method needs int, float, var, bool, CUID, string, object, etc. But it can also be any. I already said you this point to you. It can be user-defined type also, not only predefined type. So now I shown you that now. Look. These are the three things I explained for you right now. Spray me. Is it fine now? Is the voice fine now? Okay, yeah. So guys, these are the three things what I explained to you right now. You can read. Read. First one. Code files. Read it. things what I shown you right now. Code files, second one. Multiple classes, third one. User-defined types in a method. User-defined types in a method. How to write all the three things. I put everything into one program and shown you all these things. Any doubts? Are you there? Online students sleeping, huh? No one is responding. I asked you a question. Do you have any doubts? Okay. Fine. So this is about this is also about methods only, guys. I said I will tell you deep about the methods. So now return types part is clear. Return types part is clear. I shown you void methods. I shown you predefined return types. I shown you user-defined return types. So return types part is clear now. The next thing we need to focus on the parameters part. The next thing what we require to focus is in the parameters part. And already given you a clarification, remember, parameters of a method will make a method dynamic. Parameters of a method will make a method dynamic. I showed you. I defined a method called test1 printing multiplication table of 5. I defined a method of test2 printing the multiplication table of a given number up to the given upper bound. So first one, if I call 10 times, it will print me multiplication table of 10 only. But second one, if I call 10 times, so 10 times I can print the multiplication table of 10 different numbers. Are you clear? 10 times I can print the multiplication table of 10 different numbers. So that's the difference what we just done. Okay? So this is what exactly I just explained for you in the previous class. Okay, fine. So parameters, we'll talk a little bit more on the parameters. How do we pass parameters to a method? How do we pass parameters to a method? Guys, if you want to pass parameters to a method, this is the syntax. Look. This is the syntax. What's it? Ref or out. Optional. We did never use it. Next, params. Okay, optional. Next, type. Next, parameter name. Parameter name. Next, default value. Next, n. What is that? Ray, in this, what is mandatory? Type, parameter name are mandatory. Yeah, we used it now. Today also we used it. Yesterday also we used it. What's it? Watch.